Good morning, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture of Baisu Pilar Campus. Uh, I am your instructor for your subject Animal Science 2, which is the Introduction to Livestock and Poultry Production. So most of you have been my student already from the last sem. But I will still introduce myself. I'm your instructor, Lloyd M. Martinez, for the subject AnSci2. So I am here to show a PowerPoint presentation on the different topics that we are going to be discussing in this subject. So these are our topics in which I will present to you the core syllabus of AnSci2. So first is the introduction. So we will first define livestock production and poultry production. So we are going to be discussing the difference and the definition of livestock and poultry production. Then we will also be discussing the importance of livestock and poultry production in population, environment, and the economy. So we will be talking about the impact of livestock and poultry production to the people, which is the population, the environment, and to the economy of the community or the country. So those are our topics for the introduction of AnSci 2 subject. Next topic would be livestock and poultry terminology. So we will be talking about the different terms or words that we're going to use during the discussion of the different livestock production and poultry production. So I think this is the one of the best uh, topics that we will have because the terms that we're going to use are usually coming out in the agriculture board examination. No? So sometimes these terms have been left out and not regularly used by us, and sometimes the instructors are what you call this not giving importance to these terms that we are going to use during the discussion of the about livestock and poultry production. So we will be discussing terms in livestock production, specifically in swine production, cattle production, goat, and others. So mag-isgot ta og mga words nga gigamit sige sa livestock production, no? Kay uh, lisod man ni siya kung itong i-left out because when the time comes that you are working in a government agency or a farm, big farm, or any agency or establishment that is into agriculture, when you're going to write reports and giving inventories and so on, the basic terms will be needed. We are always going to use that one when we're going to write reports, checking inventories, and so on. No, so we have to learn those terms. We will be discussing and learning about poultry production terms also, which is the chicken, which is divided into two types, the broiler type and the layer type chickens, the duck, and the quail. Next topic would be the different breeds used in livestock and poultry production. So there are breeds that are being used and are commonly used in livestock and poultry production. So what are the breeds that we're going to use in swine? What are the different breeds in cattle, the different breeds in goat, the chickens, and the quail that is commonly used in livestock and poultry production. Next is basic management practices in poultry production. So this we are going to be discussing the different procedures in doing poultry production. So we'll be discussing the broiler, the layer, and the native chicken. Next is the principles in animal selection, breeding, and reproduction. So we will be talking about selection of good quality breeder. No? So we are going to be discussing what are the best qualities in choosing breeders. No? Then we'll be discussing about breeding techniques. So what are we going to use? No? Artificial insemination ba? Natural breeding ba? So on. And the different techniques involved. Then the reproduction. So how are those animals reproduce? What are they capable of producing? So that we are also be discussing that one. Next is the pre-handling techniques in animal slaughtering. So before we are going to slaughter them, there are activities that should be done prior to animal slaughtering. No? So what are these? So loading of animals from the farm, transporting of the animals to the abattoir or the slaughterhouse, and unloading of the animals. So naa may mga angay nga i-consider with regards to handling those animals prior or before slaughtering them. Okay. So what are our activities in this subject? So probably you will have research papers. No, I will give topics, then you will do research about it. Okay, so be mindful of that. Then if the time will be friendly to us, we will do reporting. So via Google or Zoom. This reporting may involve students in groups, no? Dili dagway individual kay para dili kayo kalas og time. Next is animal project. So probably na napugkoy ipa gama ninyo nga animal project that you are going to handle them uh, for the whole semester. Then exams and quizzes. So I know that we are late already. I know that uh, we are trying to catch up with the schedule, but don't worry. Our subject will still be, I will still be doing lecture videos, no, like this. I will be discussing the different topics of this subject via lecture video, and I will be posting this one, the lecture videos, in my YouTube, so that it can be easily open because most of the students are into YouTube video. So I will put it in my YouTube channel. You will be watching them there. Okay. So if you have questions, just message me in our GC, and hopefully we will be doing the activities, doing the lecture videos in fast and smooth way. No? Okay, so that would be all. Good day and be kind to animals.
Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I